What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope you all had a good day. For me, it was a pretty choppy morning. Actually, the afternoon was choppy as well. I did not have a fun trading day. I was actually so I have Robert live with me right now. You guys should know him, but so he's a moderator in the YouTube channel. And I was talking to him and just showed him my day. So this was a mistake here. My first trade, I accidentally closed it for $45. And if I didn't accidentally close it, this would have been a $400 trade. And then after that, I took 3 losses. And then I got a win. And then I took another loss and then another win and made $511.40 after fees. This is not the kind of day that I'm looking for. Like, this is not fun. It looks like at the low point, I was down 700 something. Oh, $806. Yeah, so this just was not an enjoyable trading day. But happy to be green and up $511, but it was not a fun day to trade, at least not for me. I hope you guys had a better day. Yeah, update, I know I'm not live on Orbs. If you read the message I sent, I said I'm not going to be live in the voice chat tonight. Doing something a little bit different, so like basically update, I was so my real life friend Robert, his name is Space Monkey on YouTube. We were just looking at charts together in another Discord server. And so after I finished, I just went live and I'm still in that voice chat in the other Discord server. So that's all it is. Just a one-off. And that way Robert can watch it live. So that's all. As far as SPY is concerned, I haven't really looked, but I know. Where do we open? Over here somewhere. Yeah, right here. Just choppy. Unfortunately, I saw this and I knew it was a good place to grab calls, but I think I was driving, so I couldn't call it out. I couldn't type or anything. And then as far as trades, I guess this isn't bad here. This is a retest of our monthly second sig and previous day value area high. I'm trying to see. Yeah. I would have grabbed calls here again, like I saw it, but I couldn't type it out. This here, I was about to say, this was a bummer. I called out puts somewhere around here, and we started to get going finally. I thought it was going to work out. I was targeting the previous day POC. Obviously ended up losing on that trade. So that was a bummer. And then up here, if you were listening, you know, the single prints mid, that's the spot to slap puts, no questions asked. And you should have been targeting the October POC, and it happened pretty quick. So you would have made, you know, a couple points there. Good money, good trade. You could have also grabbed calls on the retest here and played them up to the single prints mid, or even up to the, you know, the bottom of the single prints. So that's really what I see for today. Not a whole lot. And like I said, it was pretty choppy through some areas. The end of the day was even choppy. Let's start erasing stuff. Oh, and I should add, I was really disappointed when I saw price bouncing here because I was like, we're so close. Just come down here. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, no, they're going to run it from here and this is going to not happen. But it was kind of a bummer. It was so close. All right. Let's start with our daily levels. And actually, I just thought of something that I really want to talk about. So we will do that in a second. Oh, and I should add, actually, I'm going to stop charting SPY here in just a second. I do have an option set up for you guys. I kind of forgot about it. So let's look at that first. BA. This is going to be a swing trade. You want contracts like 2 weeks out. And we're targeting 150. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to make this 151. I don't like being 3 cents below, you know, a fairly key psychological level. So, but under 161.95, grab puts. First trim, 160.63. Second trim, 159.55. Third trim, 157.32. Fourth trim, 156.03. Fifth trim, 153.78. And then close at 151 on the button. Okay. Looks pretty juicy. All right, so back to SPY. But actually, before we do SPY, there's something I want to talk about. And hopefully this person's watching. I'm not going to pull their name up on the screen because I ask for permission before I do that stuff, and I have not asked them for permission. So let's see. So this is a DM I just got. Hey Rockets, hope all is well. I don't know what's happening, and this seems to happen to me often. It's like I have beginner's luck with all the new strategies. I try and I love them, but then I start to lose. I blew my eval account, shaking my head, but I'm starting over and wondering what I am missing. It's a bit frustrating, but mostly I seem to have a problem with scalping. So when charting futures, do you use ETH or RTH? Well, ETH for everything, futures, except for TPO, you chart on regular trading hours. But this is very common, like with people that are trying to learn how to trade, hopping from one strategy to another, to another, to another, thinking the strategy is the issue, and it's not the strategy. The issue is discipline and patience. And basically, the more you go from strategy to strategy to strategy to strategy, the more you're going to fail. Because at least if you're using, you know, like a strategy that's tried and true for you, you know, even if your success rate with it isn't amazing, it's better than trying to learn new strategies over and over and over again. And so I guess my main point is the issue is not the strategy. The issue is being patient and being disciplined. Or I mean, the issue could be the strategy, depending on what the strategy is. But if you just use what I teach on the channel, and you apply patience and discipline, you know, like things should start clicking into place. But so anyway, I just wanted to show this really quickly. Hopefully this person is watching. Exactly, why not? Trading in the zone. You have to stop jumping from one strategy to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And basically stick to a winning strategy that's been proven. And then you as your own trader have to then learn how to manage your risk and be patient and disciplined and wait for your setups, trade your levels, don't trail stop losses, don't do stupid crap like a lot of people say, like see green, take green, or whatever, see green, take profit. No. You need to play your levels. So like if you're letting your losing trades run all the way and hit your stop loss, but then the second you're slightly green on a trade, you close it, you're never going to make it as a trader. You might as well just give up right now. And when I say that, I'm not trying to sound mean or put anybody down. Oh, can I zoom in on this? Because that would be way better. Oh, there we go. It's really just if you're doing something like letting every trade hit your stop loss 100% of the time, and then you're trailing your stop loss so that when you are in a winning trade, like let's just find an example here. So like if this is my trade, right? And this is my stop loss. And every single time I take this trade, if I'm wrong, it comes down and hits my stop loss. But then when I'm right, I move my stop loss, or I mean my take profit, I trail my stop loss. Sorry, let me go backwards. I trail my stop loss, and then, whatever, price reverses, hits my stop loss, and then it runs up and hits my take profit. But I never see this because every time I'm slightly profitable, I move my stop loss up. Right? I feel like this was not the best example because I'm drawing like a dumbass. So 100% of the time when you're wrong, this happens. And then when you're right, something like this happens. But from the move up here to here, you trailed your stop loss up, and then it came down and hit you, and then it ran up and it went to your take profit. You'll never make it up here, but every time you're wrong, you make it down here all the way. You're never going to be successful as a trader. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but if you're doing this and you're not willing to change it, just stop. Just stop trading. Stick to investing, buying shares, buying ETFs, buying mutual funds, whatever. But just stop trading because until you decide that you're not going to be trailing stop losses and, basically let's just make up like a hypothetical. If you're, if every time you take a trade and the trade goes against you, you're hitting your stop loss, like 100% of what you've set. But then every time you're in a green trade, you start trailing your take profit level, or you start trailing, your stop loss, and you're getting stopped out because the play reverses a little bit before it runs, and now like your trades, like your risk to reward, you're risking $1 to make 30 cents. Mathematically, you're just never going to make it. Like the best trader that I know is my mentor, Shorty. And if my mentor was using the same risk to reward, losing $1 and making 30, he wouldn't be profitable either. It just doesn't work mathematically. Even if you were just like risking exactly what you're making, so like 1-to-1 ratio, and you're like correct 60 to 70% of the time, at least in this scenario, you're making money. You're not making a lot of money, but you're making money. But when you flip this to your benefit of risking $1 to make 2, or risking $1 to make 3, or whatever, risking $1 to make 4, so on and so forth, your win rate that you need to make to be successful goes way down, right? So in this scenario here, you can lose 2 trades, win 1, and you're still profitable. Lose 3 trades, win 1, you're break even. It might not sound like much, but as you implement patience and discipline and you trade your setups, over time, you get to a point where you're like, whatever, let's just say a 70% win rate trader, and you're using 1 risk, 3 reward, you're going to start just killing it. Like, the money will just start flowing in like crazy. But you really have to accept your risk when you enter the trade. And what accepting your risk means, it means not trailing your stop loss when you're slightly profitable. And, like, if I'm mentoring somebody, you have 2 options. One is you hit your stop loss, and the other one is you hit your take profit. There's nothing in between. If you read Trading in the Zone, he talks a lot about accepting your risk. Accepting your risk means, like, this could happen, and you need to be okay with it. You accepted when you when you took the trade that you could lose X amount of dollars, and you accepted when you took the trade that you could win X amount of dollars. But if you start trailing your stop loss, you're never going to make it up here. But every time you're incorrect, you're definitely making it here. That doesn't work mathematically. You have to be okay with this scenario. If you're not okay with this scenario, then your sizing is too big. You need to use smaller sizing when you trade. Okay? Looks like Piri just said, I didn't read your whole message, but you continue trading after you lose. Uh-huh. Yeah, so that's why you do 1 trade for 6 months. 1 trade a day for 6 months, sorry. That's another thing. Like, if I'm mentoring somebody, they're going to be doing 1 trade a day maximum for 6 months. And when you, basically the way that I explain this, and again, like, I'm going to be kind of stern when I say this, and people might not appreciate it, but if you listen to me, this will only help you. If I give you a gun and I tell you have 1 bullet in the chamber and you have no magazine, right? And somebody's trying to kill you, you're going to make sure that you have them between your sights, like dead on, no questions asked before you pull that trigger. Whereas if I give you, like a gun with a 30-round mag and somebody's trying to kill you, you're going to take some shots to scare them, whatever, lay some covering fire for yourself, whatever, because you don't have to worry. Like, eventually you're going to hit them, right? You got 30 rounds to get it done. If you feel like you have an unlimited amount of trades in a day, then you see like something that you consider like, this could be good. I don't know. The setup doesn't matter, but like, let's just say you see something and you're like, oh, this could work out. Let me try to take a trade. Because if it doesn't work out, then I can take another trade to make up for my loss, and hopefully turn some profit. Right? And so what happens is people get really like lackadaisical about waiting for good setups. They're like, oh, it's okay. Like, I'll try it. And if it doesn't work out, I have another trade, or I have another 5 trades, or whatever it is. And so by doing 1 trade a day for 6 months, it really forces you to make sure that you have that setup like dead in your sights, and you're going to kill the trade when you pull the trigger. I literally have an entire group. I didn't ask for their permission, but whatever. Screw them. I'm joking. These people, this group here, they every single day they'll post a screenshot of the trades they're looking for the next day. Or some people will, like type out what it is that they're looking for. The Bryce Jones, he's been killing it. So like, he got in short or puts at 20,434, and he exited at 20,270. I'm not good at math, so I'm going to pull up my calculator really quick. I know it's 100 and some odd points. 2434 minus 2270. 164 points. He doesn't say how many MNQ he took, but like, let's just do math on one. MNQ is 1/10 of NQ. So for 1 point on NQ is $20. 1/10 of that is $2. Multiplied by 164, it's $328 if he took one MNQ, which is risking like nothing. Like MNQ is so small. I'm sure he took probably more than one MNQ, but you can do your own math from there. This is huge. If this was NQ and he took one contract, it's $3,000, $3,300. And he does this over and over and over and over and over again. And he's not doing anything different than what I'm telling you guys. He's been doing one trade a day. They're right on the cusp of completing 6 months. So pretty much everybody in this group is right on the cusp of completing 6 months of doing this. So here's Big Abe. He took 10 points on MES. And you can see his risk to reward is 4.4. So he's making almost $4.50 for every dollar he risks. And this is a 30-minute time frame. So like, I'm sure this was moving up and down as it came down to his take profit level. But he stuck with his trade and trusted his plan, accepted his risk, and waited for it to either hit his take profit or hit his stop loss. I'm sure you can imagine when you take a trade like this, that's 164 points, it's going to have some big swings up and down, right? But you have to trust your levels. You have to accept your risk, and you have to accept either your stop loss or your take profit when you're in the trade. So just more of the same. Them looking at, their setups for the next day. Here's Big Abe again for another 10 points on MES. Like, these people are just killing. And they're not doing anything different than what I tell you guys. They're planning their trades out the night before. They're using a minimum of 1 risk, 2 reward. They're using 1 trade a day, and they're journaling every single trade that they take. Now, these people, and I can tell you, like, these people, when they started in this group, they were not doing the greatest. And now, 6 months later, they're just crushing. Like, here's Bryce again. He went long, so calls, 21,251, got out at 21,332. This is insane. Almost 100 points on NQ. So I don't know how else to like lay this out for you guys, but the people that I work with, like, I don't know what word to use, like on a private basis or in a group setting or whatever else, like, I'm not telling them some secret sauce that I don't share with you guys, right? The difference is they get, I guess, like the seriousness of what I do. I don't fuck around, right? So like if you want to be in this group, I have to go all the way back up to the beginning. And then every once in a while, I'll ask them to send me their journals. Um, every once in a while, I'm holding them accountable, um, and there's expectations that I have. Sorry, this is kind of like really slow. I wish you could just like go to the top. I think it might be pinned. Here we go. That would be the smart way to do this. So welcome to Fight Club. I'm not going to read this whole thing. But so see here, it says there will not be second chances. Actually, sorry. You'll be required to keep journals. I may ask you at any time to share your trade log with me. Expect that to happen weekly. If you don't have one, you'll be removed from the group. There will not be second chances. Zero excuses for no journal or for not following the plan. You will all do one trade a day for 6 months. Or should I say, these are my requirements to be in the group. If you don't want to follow these rules, you can leave the group. This is pro trader or bust. This is no bullshit, right? Like, I have removed people from this group. Like, I'm like, this is what I expect. This is what you need to do. If you want to be a part of this group, this is, these are the rules. And literally, like, I think probably the only exception would be like, obviously, like if they took a trade, like we're all capable of making mistakes. And so when I say that, if we go, to my trades today, case in point, Drew made a mistake, right? If I was limited to one trade a day, even though this was a mistake, I would stop. But let's just say I took a trade and then I accidentally clicked, buy or whatever. That might sound crazy, but if you trade with a DOM, like it's literally a mouse click. Like you don't have to click a bunch of different things to buy. You click your mouse and you're in a position. It can happen. It happens to the best of us. It is what it is. So if somebody like reached out to me and they're like, hey, by the way, I accidentally took a second trade, whatever, it was just a misclick. I'd be, oh yeah, no, whatever. It's cool. Not a big deal. Right. But, if they intentionally take a second trade, they're out of the group. Right. If I hit you up and I'm like, hey, where's your journal? And they're like, oh, I haven't updated it in 3 days. Boom. You're done. You're out. Gone. I don't fuck around. Like, this is serious. If you want to be a professional trader, if you want to be a good trader, you need to be serious. You need to hold yourself accountable. You need to follow your rules. And there's just no excuses. You see it a lot in trading, like people just constantly making excuses as to why they're not succeeding. I don't have time to study. I don't have time for this. Okay, if you don't have time, then don't trade. Start investing. Start, dollar cost averaging into whatever shares you like. Start dollar cost averaging into ETFs, mutual funds, whatever. Stop trading because you don't have time, obviously, right? But just whatever it is, I just hear so many excuses. I don't know, like I feel like I'm on like this major rant and I don't want to be on a major rant, but I'm trying so hard to like get this through to you guys. If you really want to be good at this, I don't think journaling every single day is a really difficult task, right? So I just showed you my journal for today. Let me do this. This is a person that I'm mentoring right now's journal. And it's kind of a bummer. He took like a huge loss here. He hasn't updated his journal yet today. Because I know he should be green overall right now, but whatever, it is what it is. I know he got a $600 win today. He already texted me. But he asked his wife to do something, and she accidentally closed his stop loss. And his account has an automatic like fail safe where if he goes negative $1,000, it closes his position. So his very first trade on this funded account, he took $1,000 loss due to a misclick. Got a pretty good win the next day, had a couple losing days, but his win-loss ratio is good. And then again, like I said, I know at least today he took a $600 win, so he's net green on this account over the last 2 weeks. This is a requirement. It doesn't look like much, but like if we go to his trade log, and I do have his permission to share this with you guys. So this is what I was talking about. His wife accidentally removed his stop loss and he got liquidated. But you can see like he's actually like writing down what he's doing. I feel like this should be more detailed. So when you journal, you're putting in the trades that you took, the direction, your entry price, exit price, whatever. Every journal is going to be different. If you're looking for a free one, there's Stonk Journal, which we can thank Robert for, because he showed me this. So this is 100% free. They take donations, but you can come here and journal your trades for free. Again, thank you, Robert, for showing me this. This is cool. And when you journal, when you're in your notes, you should have like, if you made any mistakes, like you entered the trade early because you were afraid it wasn't going to come to your level. Whatever it is, like if you made any mistakes in the trade, you need to type those out. Like, oh, I entered the trade early because I was concerned that it wasn't going to quite come down to the level that I was looking to get in at. Right. And then anything that you did correctly, like, I had my stop loss set at blah, blah, blah. My take profit was set here. Initially, we got like a pretty good move up, and then it pulled back and went into the red. I followed my plan, didn't move my stop loss, eventually went up, hit my take profit level, whatever, great trade. And then if there's anything that you think you could have done differently, like next time I should wait for it to come to my level before I enter the trade, or whatever else you think like that you could have done to improve that specific trade, right? All of those things you should be journaling and typing out. This should take you about 15 minutes every day. If you're doing this correctly and actually so for one trade, it should take you about 15 minutes, because you should really be reflecting on every aspect of that trade and what you did right, what you did wrong, and what you could have done better. So this is really huge. And a lot of people right now listening might be like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This is huge, because this is the moment where you get to sit down. You're not watching candlesticks. You're not watching charts. You get to sit there and think to yourself, what was good about that trade? What worked? What didn't? What could I implement that would make it better? And that's how you grow as a trader, right? And by taking the time to actually sit down and reflect on every aspect of that trade helps you to grow as a trader. The one trade a day, you have one bullet, you've got to make it count. It forces you to be deadly with your entries. Obviously, probabilities are going to work against you. You'll probably, if you're a fairly decent trader, you'll have about a 60 to 70% win rate. If you're making double what you risk every trade, you're getting fucking rich. Excuse my language, but I need to emphasize, like, this is huge. If you're at a 60 to 70% win rate and you're making $2 for every dollar you risk, you just freaking count your money on the way to the bank. You will get to a point where you don't have to work anymore. You'll be independently independently wealthy. You can create generational wealth for your kids or whoever else it is that's important in your life. You can trade on the beach and live in the Bahamas or whatever it is you want to do. It's just all about being disciplined and patient, waiting for your setup, not moving your stop loss. If you're in a trade and you're up, whatever, $200-$300, and you're feeling stressed out, then you're over positioned. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable when you're in a trade, right? If I'm up $200 and then I lose $100, I'm not like, oh gosh, like I was up 200 and I could have, taken that $200 and now instead I lost 100. No, that's part of trading. If you can't accept that, this is not the game for you. Okay? Hopefully I've beat the shit out of this dead horse and we can move on. And I hope this clicks for you guys. The things that you want to do if you want to improve as a trader, and I'm just going to cover this really quickly. 1 trade a day for 6 months. Look for setups like I'm doing right now when the market's closed. Figure out your trades. If we go back to my accountability group, you can see they're using the actual profit loss tool in TradingView to figure out their entry, their take profit, their stop loss. And they're doing this when the market's closed, right? And this is all of them, right? Everybody's using that tool to figure out entry, stop loss, take profit. So do that when the market's closed. Figure out the trades that you're interested in for the next day. No trailing your stop loss. You accept your risk, and you take the trade. Like you don't trail your stop loss. So journal your trades, 1 trade a day for 6 months. Look for your trades when the market's closed. If you like watching my videos for SPY levels or whatever, great. Find your levels, figure out the trades you're interested in, then watch my video. And see if you're close or whatever. Eventually it's going to start clicking and you're going to be seeing the same stuff that I'm seeing. Or hopefully you see better stuff than I see. Because I hope you all get better than I am. I want to get better than where I am right now. I'm always striving to grow as a trader. Journal every trade, 1 trade a day, 6 months. Look for setups when the market's closed. No moving your stop loss, no moving your take profit. That's it. Runts said, all right, how about 2 trades a day? It doesn't work. Because 2 trades a day, your first trade, you're going to be like, this might not be the best setup, but I'm going to take it because I have another trade. 1 trade a day for 6 months. If you don't want to do it, that's you. Do your thing. You're not a part of my group. I'm not going to kick you out. So trade however you want to trade. But I'm telling you, I haven't mentored a lot of people in my lifetime. And every single time that I do, I tell people, I have a conversation with them. Are you willing to do only 1 trade a day for 6 months? Yes. If the answer is no, okay, I'm not mentoring you. Are you willing to journal every single trade? Yes. If the answer is no, I'm not mentoring you. So just all of the things that we're talking about, if the answer to any of those questions is no, then we're not a fit for each other. And you can, go find somebody else to help you. And I'll just keep doing me. All right. Let me read through the chat really quick. I haven't really looked at anything. What's up, GG? What's up, David? What's up, Caroline? What's up, Update? What's up, Jack? Yeah, man. A lot of people don't get notifications. I don't know. That's YouTube for you. What's up, One Puri? What's up, Katsu? Um, I don't think there's any issues with the rules. Why not? But if you don't like them, just find a different prop firm to trade with. Yep. One Puri, you're talking about blowing your account, and you recognize that it's a discipline problem, and taking multiple trades. I think that's what took me on the whole rant of what I was talking about was your comment. But really, I hope you consider just doing the one trade a day. It'll be life changing for you. Um, you'll see in 6 months from now, after you do it, like you become a sniper. You become absolutely deadly. What's up, Zeus? What's up, MacMan? Yes, David Ryan. The risk to reward is absolutely huge. Runtz is saying he's doing 2 trades a day. Like I said, do your thing, bro. If it's working, it's working. Do it. Um, just not what I'm teaching, basically. Marcel, I use the 50Ks. But I mean, I've done all kinds of sizes. I traded it on a $200,000 account on Apex and got payouts from them, which is nice because like you can take, I don't remember the amount. I think it's like 5K or 8K per payout, something like that. So those were nice, but I'm good. 50K is enough. Yeah, why not? I mean, that's just something. So why not's talking about like, he'll have his level targets or whatever, but then he'll get stopped out and then it'll run to where he thought it was going to go. That gets better as you do the one trade a day. Thank you, Electric City. Appreciate that. Brandon is asking, like setting up trades for the next day. Does that create a bias? No, because I'm looking for both calls and puts. So I don't have a bias. I just have areas where I'm interested in being a buyer and I have areas where I'm interested in being a seller. Um, it just creates discipline. JC Montana. So when I say this, like it's not to be a dick, but he's asking what group that is that I showed. Basically, for people that are in Shorty's Discord, I make that group available to them where if they want to be a part of it, they can. And it's just an accountability group. And I've talked about this before, like you guys as like peers, like here on the YouTube channel, or wherever it is, like other Discords, find a group of people that you like, that you think are serious, that are working hard, that are trying to get better, that are trying to grow, and create your own little private Discord server where the whole purpose of it is to keep each other accountable. Like share your journals with each other once a week, share the setups you're looking for the next day. Like once a month, be like, hey, I successfully only took 1 trade a day for the entire month or whatever it is. And then when you guys get to your 6-month period and now you have the ability to take as many trades as you want, you can pat each other on the back and you'll see the massive growth that you'll have in that 6-month period to where your entries just become so deadly. Like you become a total sniper and it just turns you into a much better trader. I did 1 trade a day for 6 months. Yeah. Bianca, I don't really mentor people. So this is like, it's a really hard like thing. So for me to mentor somebody for at least 6 weeks, I need to spend about 1 to 3 hours a day with them every single day for 6 weeks. And, like, if you're talking to somebody that's a good trader, right? Basically, for them to mentor you, they need to like you. Because in the 1 to 3 hours that I'm spending with you every single day for 6 weeks, I could make way more money trading than most people would be willing to pay for a mentorship. So, like, when I say this again, I'm not trying to be mean or whatever, but my time is very valuable, right? Like, I'm a very busy person. Robert knows, like, I probably always look exhausted. And it's because I'm always running. I go to bed late. I wake up early. Like, I generally go to bed at midnight, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm studying. I'm doing the YouTube. I'm trying to help other people, like, grow and get better. I have personal friends that I'm mentoring. It's a huge time commitment. And I guess the bigger thing is it's not a profitable time commitment, right? So, like, again, in less time per day, I could make more money just trading than I could spending time trying to teach somebody how to become a better trader or mentoring somebody. So to kind of answer your question, generally a mentorship will cost about $20,000. Anybody doing it for cheaper than that is probably just trying to scam you. Because anybody that's worth, like, learning from isn't going to do it cheaply unless they really, really like you as a person. So, like, if you happen to be personal friends with a really good trader, they might do it for free, but it's because they're your friend, right? As far as, like, reaching out to somebody that you don't know, that you think is a good trader, it's going to be costly because it's just a huge time-consuming thing. So hopefully that answers your question. I think that's the best way that I can answer it. But Rathana, so after 3 months or 3 months into one trade a day, are you noticing an improvement in your trades? Hey, what's up, Brian Yang? One Piri, like, from the bottom of my heart, he just said he's going to start doing one trade a day tomorrow. I am really happy for you. Like, I am really, really happy for you. Stick with it. Be disciplined. Be patient. One trade a day, 6 months. In 6 months from now, you'll be thanking me so much because you'll be a freaking sniper. Jeff is asking where to sign up for my group. I don't have... So, like, I don't know exactly what you're asking me, but I don't really have a Discord. That group that I have is for people that are part of my mentor's Discord. And so this is the link to his Discord. It's not cheap, but you're also in there learning from a market maker. Okay? And basically, if you're in his Discord, then you can join my group. All you have to do is just ask me. I am Time L. PDL, sorry, PDVAL is previous day value area low. If you don't understand that, then there's books pinned in the chat. You want to, or I mean, pinned in the description of the video. You want to read them, or go to my YouTube channel. Actually, I'll just share it really quick. But you want to watch the class on volume profile. I'm going to share this really quick, and then we'll get back to charting SPY.
You can.
As soon as I get past this ad, I can send the link to the volume profile video. So, yeah, if you don't understand what PDVAL is, you need to watch this video, okay? The baby wants milk. Yeah. What's up, Jesus? Atomic Habits is a great book. Another great book. I mean, so really, if you're learning how to trade and you haven't read the books pinned in my in this video, you need to start there. If you've read those books, Atomic Habits is a good book to read afterwards. If you've read Atomic Habits, another great book to read, Wyckoff 2.0. And if you've read that, another great book to read is The Best Loser Wins. I think that's what it's called. Sorry, let me just make sure I'm saying the right thing. Yeah, Best Loser Wins. I'll just link it really quick. Love you too, Jesus. Is this the same Jesus I used to talk to a while ago? It is. Your parents own a business. It's been a while, bro. I hope you're doing good. So that link for Amazon, that's to The Best Loser Wins. Really good book on trading. And it's very true because if you become good at losing, that's when you start to become a good trader. Where a lot of people make mistakes. So like Piri was talking about where what's it called? Piri was saying like one of the mistakes he makes is he'll take a trade and get tilted and then just like randomly enter a trade. Once you learn how to lose good and not get tilted and not FOMO and, you know, like not randomly take trades, that's when you actually start to grow exponentially as a trader. So reading that book and becoming a good loser is one of the best things that you can do to become a good trader. Oh, of course I remember you, Jesus. What do you mean, bro? Sorry, who is it? Runts is asking what single prints are. We'll get into that in a second, okay? Let's finish charting up SPY. And hopefully we have some single prints that we can show. And we can talk about what those are. Yeah, we're going to have single prints here. We have single prints on both sides. So L. Oh, I should show you guys something kind of stupidly funny. But, all right. So we have single prints down here at the bottom and we have single prints up here at the top. And basically what single prints are is when price comes down, taps a level and then just flies, or comes up here, taps a level and rejects hard. So like we don't have multiple candles in this area. So like if we look at the previous day here, we have two candles that come basically down to the same level. This is a poor low. When you have single prints, you know, we came here, we got a strong reaction, enough to send SPY, 10 points in the other direction, 11 points. If price comes back to here, we would expect another strong reaction. Where you have something like this, the poor low, when price does this, basically the next time it comes to here, we would expect it to go lower. But since we have these single prints here, it's going to be hard for price to get down to this level. But they could clean up the single prints tomorrow, bounce off of it, and then this would be gone. And then we could make it down lower and clean up these poor lows. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Let's take a look at news for tomorrow, and then we'll zoom in big picture on SPY and see how things are looking. Tomorrow is Thursday. So pre-market, we have quite a bit that's going to move the market pretty big. U.S. unemployment claims. In Europe, ECB press conference. There's nothing really. I mean, this will move the market a little bit at 12:30 Eastern. Waller's speaking, but there's nothing really like during regular market hours. Where is here? Thursday. 10-year auction, is this 2 a.m.? Jobless claims. This is before the market opens. Okay. Let's zoom out. So pretty decent volume on the day. Actually, pretty decent is not the right word. It's pretty significant volume on the day. And it's interesting. So we have these two levels that I'm at least watching pretty closely. Below this, I'm still pretty bearish. And basically we came up to it today and rejected. But really, we need to lose this level, retest, and then go for more downside, right? And today we lost it and then came back inside. So that's the second day in a row where we've lost this level and regained it. To me, that's very bullish, right? So tomorrow, regaining this would be pretty massive. I would not be surprised if we have a pretty significant green day tomorrow. Okay. And basically my thought process is, yesterday we lost this level and basically we didn't quite reclaim it, but we were very close, right? And so when we came down here, buyers stepped in big. And then again today we lost this level, buyers stepped in big. And, this is a pretty significant move. Almost 12 points on the day. And for SPY, that's pretty massive. And it's just a big old green candle. So again, buyers stepped in yesterday. They stepped in again today. They are not liking price below this level. So again, if buyers are not liking being below here and we can reclaim this tomorrow, retest and then bounce, we're going to get a major run up. Looking very bullish based on that. So this is a huge level. And I'm going to contradict myself here. But I'm good with that. Actually, let me... So just to kind of tell you guys what I'm thinking, I like to look for support resistance flips, right? Where levels switch from being resistance to support or support to resistance. And this, as far as this candle is concerned, it was looking good for a monthly second sig to be an SR flip. But then these three candles here are kind of invalidating this level as being a good support or resistance level, right? So there's a part of me that would kind of like to be in calls if we came to the monthly second sig, but you're really just going to have to pay attention to how they react at that price level. It's one of those things where you need to be watching it happening live, and it could end up giving us a bounce. But as of right now, I would be more interested in something like this for calls, including these wicks here. Actually, maybe even a little bit higher. Okay. This is one of those things where if we come down to here, I would be considering getting into calls a little bit before my level. But then again, also at the same time, this is a poor low. So maybe price wants to come down, clean this up, and then go, right? So watch for calls here. I doubt they give us the single prints, but just in case, like a news event could send us down here. I would be interested in calls at our single prints low. Hopefully this all makes sense to everybody. If we break over this this level that we've identified for bulls, 585 and 20 cents, get 3 5-minute candles above, retest it. This is like our golden setup for tomorrow if this happens for bulls. And we should get a pretty nice move from there. You know, first target November, value area low, then January, monthly first sig. This would probably be like an all out for me if we tap this. Okay. I should add, we talked about like trailing stop losses today, not doing it, right? I'll say this. If your plan when you enter a trade, like let's just say they give us this setup, right? And your trade that you're looking for is targeting the December value area low, right? Something like this. But part of your plan is when, let's just say you took 3 contracts. When price makes it to here, your plan is to sell 1 contract and then move your stop loss to break even. Right? So now you're risk off, meaning you've locked in profits. If for whatever reason they do this, you don't lose any money. You just get out break even on your remaining 2 contracts. Right? From there, when they go from this level to this level, you close your 2nd contract, and now you move your stop loss to here. Right? So in this scenario, trailing your stop loss is acceptable. From here to here, they go hit your take profit. Your whole position gets closed. So you're not just haphazardly moving your stop loss. You're moving it at key levels. But the big thing is this needs to be your plan when you enter the trade, right? If price makes it to here, I'm going to trim my position, close 1 contract, move my stop loss to break even. If price makes it to here, I'm going to close a 2nd contract, move my stop loss to my November value area low. And then if we make it to here, I'll close my 3rd contract and I'm good. If on any of those, like price pulls back and hits your stop loss, like so be it. As long as it was planned, right? That's the key. Plan before you took the trade, not after. Because after we take a trade, we'll start second guessing ourselves and looking for any reason to close the trade. And that's not what you want to be doing. Okay? Ow. Monday value area low. Let's see. We've already broken Monday's value area low. Maybe you mean value area high, but I'm bullish once we break over 585.20. Or at least break it, retest it. And then as long as we start going up on the retest, I'm bullish. What's up, Zovi? Rents, I chart levels on specific time frames, and yes, like you don't look for single prints on different time frames. It's on 30 minutes for your daily levels. Why not? So we've been trading in this bracket or this range, I should say, for 100 and something days. 117, I think. Yeah. 117 days we've been trading inside of this box, right? As you can see, the bulls need to hold this level is the bottom of that box. So if we come back inside here, you could probably swing calls. I wouldn't target the top of the box, but something like this. Okay. So that's why bulls need to get back inside that range. That's awesome, Davis. Gerardo, no, I am not. I don't. And I always feel bad saying that. It's not personal. I don't have time. I really just do not have time. So like, when I say this, you don't have to speak up, Robert, but Robert's a personal friend of mine. You're welcome to speak up if you want to, but basically, Robert and another friend of mine, Romy, basically, Romy's the owner of a MMA gym. Robert trains there. My son trains there. We're all mutual friends. Robert and Romy and other people from the gym, like we're interested in trading, and I've been teaching them. And me, Robert, and Romy trying to get together just for like a couple of hours once a week is really difficult because of our schedules, and probably mostly my schedule. And so it's just like a factual thing right now where I just physically don't have time to take on people to teach them. Emmanuel is asking how long it took me to become profitable. I think it was about 2 years, but I'm freaking bullheaded, man. Like I've taught people to be profitable in way less time. So like, I don't. The person I'm mentoring right now, I think he deleted his old log, which would be a bummer. Oh no, it's right here. So this is his trade log. If we go backwards, I don't know to where, but so I've been mentoring him for about 3 months now. And when I started mentoring him, he was completely green. He was a completely new trader. He's grew this account from 2,000 up to 5,075, 153% return. In how many weeks? He started on 130, and his last trade on this account was 225. So in under a month, he grew this account by $3,000, and I've been teaching him for 3 months. So I think that's one of the cool things is I've gotten really good at teaching people how to trade. Part of it is like through doing these videos that I do with you guys. And I guess also part of it is just like me growing as a person. And like, if you start looking at some of these numbers, it's really important. So what I was telling you guys, right, year to date on this account, so basically 1 month, he's at a 62.5% win rate. Every trade he's using one risk, two reward. He grew this account $3,000 or like $3,100 roughly by just being a 60% win rate trader. So like even if he was at 50%, he would still be profitable. This should be your goal. You don't let losses affect you, because you're going to lose 30, 40% of the time, maybe even 50% of the time. Once you accept your risk and accept that you're playing a game of probabilities and you're going to take losses, and you just keep plugging away that one risk, two reward, one trade a day, you'll get there. And then before you know it, you're going to be a multimillionaire. And it's nothing like... It's nothing that I'm not teaching you guys right now. I've told you all of the secrets. One trade a day, 6 months. Journal every trade. Look for setups when the market's closed. Never trail your stop loss unless it's part of your plan at key levels, like I just covered. But really, like, if you're just taking one contract, you should have a entry, stop loss, and a take profit, and there's nothing in between. Okay. Hey, what's up, Raven? How you doing? Okay, yeah, makes sense, Piri. Emmanuel, I don't have a private course. I don't. So like, I don't understand the question because you're saying how much is my private course mentorship, or is that private? Um, I don't. I don't have a private course. Oh, why not? You're asking about the last log that I just showed. Um, I'm gonna pull it up really quick, and then like if you want to read through it, you can pause the video or replay it, screenshot it, whatever. So there you go. Um, yeah. Thank you, Iron Man. Hey, what's up, Arthur? Um, yeah. So Emmanuel, like, I feel like I talk about this a lot. I don't sell courses. Um, Really, like the whole point of this YouTube channel is to give it away for free. Um, yeah, Emmanuel, that would be on a individual basis, but I don't really do mentorships. Like, I just don't. I don't have time. Um, the person that I'm mentoring right now was very much like a one-off, where um, we talked over a period of time, and he was just very polite, very respectful. Um, Somebody that I enjoyed talking to. And then he asked me about a mentorship, and I was like, no, I don't do that. We talked a little bit more, and I was like, all right, maybe. Um, and so after that conversation, we got on a one-on-one call, and we talked for probably a good 2 hours about everything. Like, if I mentor you, are you willing to follow this rule, this rule, this rule, this rule? Um, if I mentor you, do you have time to meet, like late in the evenings? Because that's the only free time that I have. If I mentor you, like, is your wife going to be okay with it? Um, we had a really long conversation about a lot of different things. And one of the things that was important to me too was just making sure that I got along with him. I don't want to spend, 3 hours a day talking to somebody that I don't enjoy talking to. Um, and then I can't be selfish because I have a family, right? So I told this person, I'll think about it. I need to discuss it with my wife and make sure she's okay with it. And so after me and him got off the call, I went downstairs, went to my wife, and I'm like, hey, like, I'm thinking about doing this. He's a really nice guy. Um, whatever, kind of told her his story. And I was like, what do you think? And she was like, yeah, if you want to, go for it. And I said, before you say, yeah, go for it, I want you to understand, like, I'm going to be spending probably about 3 hours a day meeting with him and teaching him for about 6 months. Are you sure you're okay with that? And she goes, if it's going to make you happy, whatever, do what you got to do. Um, I'm fine with it. And I support you. And I was like, okay, then I'm going to do it as long as you don't mind. And I'm like, you're positive you don't mind? And she's like, no, I don't mind at all. And I think that's also, I mean, like, this is kind of like a life lesson for everybody and anybody. When you're trying to find a partner, make sure you find somebody that just has your back, like, no matter what. Because my wife, like, she can be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Do you mind watching the baby? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, babe. I got to meet up with my student. And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. Go for it. No problem. I'll take care of it, whatever. Da, 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 da. So when I agreed to mentor him, I made a commitment to him, and she made a commitment to me that she was okay with me devoting that time. And to this day, she's had my back. Like if I tell her, "Oh, sorry, babe, I can't go do that," blah 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 blah, I got to meet up with my student. She's like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll take care of it. Don't worry." So yeah, in life, I mean, not just find somebody that's going to support you, but also make sure you support them, right? Like have each other's back, and communicate with each other. And when you commit to something, make sure you follow through, you know? So like a decision like taking on a student, I would never make that decision without my wife's permission because, or I shouldn't even say permission because I'm not a child. I don't need anybody's permission, but I wouldn't do it without her approval, right? And if she told me no, like we've got too much going on with the baby and whatever and blah, 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 I'd be like, yeah, you're right. I understand. No big deal. I'll let him know I can't do it. And I wouldn't even be upset because she's right. Like we do have way too much going on. But that's not what she said. She was like, yeah, whatever, we'll figure it out. If that's what you want to do, go for it. And like I said, to this day, if I tell her I need to meet with my student, she doesn't even bat an eye. Nothing. Oh, okay, don't worry. Like I'll take care of whatever, getting dinner ready and da 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 da. Like just nothing. So yeah, I don't take on students. It's just I don't, or I shouldn't say I don't. It's highly unlikely, because it's not a money thing, right? Like you can come to me and be like, hey, 30 grand to mentor me if I don't like you. And that sounds bad because like not don't like you probably isn't the right word, but like if I don't feel like I can have a conversation with you and enjoy the conversation, then I'm not going to want to spend 3 hours a day talking to you. And the money's not going to sway me. Like that's not even a factor. With that said, I wouldn't charge anybody 30 grand for a mentorship, but, oh, Robert's saying my mic's cutting out. It might be a little bit too hot. That might be better. But yeah, I just, again, it's not about the money. I try to teach everything for free here on the YouTube. The big thing is you guys have to listen to the advice, right? When I say one trade a day for 6 months, that's what you need to do. When I say journal every trade, that's what you need to do. When I say look for setups when the market's closed, that's what you need to do. It's nothing different than what I teach people on a one-on-one basis. The only difference is they can ask me questions, like they have 100% of my attention to where we can have like a back and forth conversation. But I'm not withholding any information from you guys. All you have to do is listen and run with the information. Yeah, and I think like another thing is just, I kind of say this from time to time, but just be careful who you're absorbing information from, because there's a lot of frauds out there. There's a lot of people that are just trying to sell you a course or maybe sell you a mentorship. I don't know. Get you to join their Discord, things like that. And it's all where they're trying to generate money from things other than trading because they're not good traders, right? I will sit here, I don't know the exact time frame. I think somewhere right around May, it might have been June. I committed to doing like daily videos with you guys 5 days a week where we look at SPY and figure out levels for the next day, whatever it is that I'm watching for trades. I think I've missed like 2 or 3 days, like just due to whatever family stuff, whatever, not feeling good, things like that. But I haven't missed very many days, and I will keep doing these videos as long as there's a demand. And never in these videos do I say, join my Discord, buy my course, If you want to find out the answer to that question, like send me money, none of that. We're giving it all away here for free. There is a Discord, but you don't need to join it. There are benefits to joining it, but again, it's not that we're trying to withhold anything. The benefits for the Discord is that there's conversation happening all the time about trading. So like, I'm not live 24/7, talking about trading here on YouTube, but if you want to be in a space where there's like a constant, back and forth discussion on trading, then that would be the place to be. And then not only that, but there's 2 market makers in that Discord that you can learn from. The other benefit to being in the Discord would be like the daily live trading sessions. But the whole point is, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, you don't need to join a Discord to learn how to trade. You don't need to buy courses. Nobody has any secret special sauce. Nobody has, like the one key that's going to make you profitable. If you stop and think, like, whatever, you can think about like the I'll say the greatest traders. I think the most known recent trader is ICT, Inner Circle Trader or whatever. So this is ICT. The engineer and creator of Smart Money Concepts, the Ghost in the Machine. 166 million subscribers. This guy is a fucking joke. Scammer, piece of shit, sells courses, doesn't know how to trade for shit. Every single year he says he's going to win the Robbins Cup of trading, and every single year he absolutely gets clapped. And he's never even come remotely close to winning the Robbins Cup because he's like so unsuccessful at trading. I'll share a video with you guys because it's just like hilarious. So iMan Trading did a really, really good video on this guy about ICT, and shows like that he's photoshopped screenshots and all this crap, like literally proves that he's a total fraud piece of shit. So I'll link this for you guys if you want to watch the video. It's 10 minutes long, and most importantly, it's just like a great laugh, right? But I think this one's really good as well. Like if you go to his videos, Danny's Trades Exposed also like showed him photoshopping screenshots. But anyway, it's my point is like if you go to ICT, and I think this is the funniest part, is like ICT has all these names for things. Like he'll call one of the trades that he takes are called fair value gaps. And the biggest issue with that is he doesn't know how to trade a fair value gap. A fair value gap is called an imbalance. Imbalances have been known about for a long time. I don't know who discovered them, but somebody way before ICT even thought about trying to trade discovered imbalances. And the key to imbalances is you want to take trades from imbalances at the beginning of a trend, but not like in the middle of a trend, right? So if you had, this is not one, but let's just say this was what ICT calls a fair value gap, and price comes down to here, he would be looking to go long. But because this is in the middle of a trend, it's much less likely to work out and much more likely that price will slice through it. Because where you want to get into a fair value gap or into an imbalance is at the beginning of a trend. So if price came down to an imbalance here, we would definitely be interested in taking this long or grabbing calls. But ICT doesn't understand that. He tries to trade every single... I'm going to stop calling them fair value gaps because that's not a thing. He tries to trade every single imbalance that he sees, and he's just doing it completely wrong. So my point of bringing up ICT is this. Where do you think ICT learned to trade from, right? You can use tons of examples, but basically he's taken concepts from much better traders before him that wrote books, that put everything down on paper. And those books are all reasonably priced. And a lot of those books I talk about, or they're linked in the description for this video. Those are the people that you want to learn from. You don't want to spend hundreds of dollars for a course, or thousands of dollars for a course, or hundreds of dollars a month for a Discord. You want to buy the book by the person that wrote it and invented it versus somebody that stole it from somebody else that wrote it and invented it and then renamed it to something else and acted like he was the one that discovered it. So right now, like I'm talking specifically about ICT. This applies to a lot of people that sell mentorship and sell courses on the internet. They learned from somebody else. They picked up a book and read it. And then they figured out, shoot, I'm not good at trading. So let me regurgitate this information and sell it to somebody else as a course. Or let me get somebody else to join my Discord. And then that way I can make money through selling courses and through selling Discords. So you want to learn from the people that figured this stuff out way before all these fake gurus showed up, right? Most of these books you can buy for 10, 20 bucks, 25 bucks, 30 bucks. These fake gurus are going to charge you hundreds of dollars for a course that is not going to make you a better trader. Or it might make you better, but it's not going to take you from being unprofitable to profitable. Because how can somebody that's not profitable themselves teach you how to be profitable? So really just be careful who you listen to, who you're absorbing information from. You see somebody like ICT that's so confident and has 1.6 million followers on YouTube and claims that he's got, like, actually, if you watch that video that I linked, he actually claims that God talks to him. And like, that's how he became a great trader, was he got a message from God. And then he felt it was his responsibility to share that with everybody else. Like, how much of a fucking nut job do you need to be to believe something like that? Or to come up with something like that? Like, he's just absolutely like off the Richter. And then every time he trades lives, he takes massive losses. And then he blames it on market makers watching him because they know that a lot of people are following his trades and they know exactly where his stop loss is. So if they stop him out, they're stopping out all of his followers and they can grab all of their liquidity. And so every single time the guy trades live, he gets clapped and he blames it all on market makers seeing what he's doing and knowing where his stop loss is. And then he says, if I trade offline, I do great. And then he'll post, you know, like a Photoshop picture of a trade that he took. Yeah, just be careful who you're learning from. Why not? Single prints are completed auctions. They could be imbalances. So let me... we have classes on this on my YouTube channel. I'll just show you guys the difference between an imbalance and single prints. Sorry, I'm waiting for this chart to load. It's going to take a second. Thank you, Robert. Runts, futures are way easier than options. And so hopefully that answers your question. 100% trade futures. One period, I'm glad that the content is helping you. So this here, I'm that's pretty hilarious. I'm like talking. I have it on my other screen, and I'm like, oh, this here is an imbalance. And you guys can't see what I'm talking about. Let me see here. This is not what I want. Okay. So this is massive right now. We're going to zoom in enough that you guys can see it. So see here where we have, so all of these are diagonal. So 6 versus 0, 4 versus 0, 1 versus 0, and then 0 versus 0, basically. This is an imbalance here. And what this is, so like if we look at my cluster chart, if it's red, it's 600% higher than the other side. If it's, or red or yellow, I should say, 600% higher. I don't know why this isn't checked. It should be. If it's pink or green, then it's 300% higher. If it's orange or this light blue, then it's 900% higher. So in this instance, 6 is 600% higher than 0. 4 is 600% higher than 0. Actually, now it's showing as 900%. So 900%, 900%, 900%. And then this 0 at the bottom means here at the very bottom, we had 1 buyer and 0 sellers. And then from here, price took off. So what we were just talking about, you want to find imbalances at the beginning of a trend, not in the middle, right? And so this here is roughly the beginning of this trend, right? So this is the low. A little bit above that, we created a pretty big imbalance. Price went up to here. The next time that we came down to this imbalance, if you slapped long, you made a lot of money. This is, let's just say you bought the top of this imbalance, right? So 20,592. And I don't know, you closed at 20,630. You got 40 points. And some quick math on NQ, every point is $20 times 40, one contract, $800. Right, so this is your imbalance. And this is also a completed auction because we have a 0 at the bottom. Up here at the top, you can see we have a 0. So no more buyers, 1 seller. And we sold off from there. Here you can see we had 2 buyers, no sellers, and we bounced. Same thing here, 7 buyers, no sellers, and we bounced. I don't know, sorry, I'm confusing myself. Up here, no more buyers, 4 sellers, sold off. Right? And then down here at the bottom, buyers, no sellers, and we bounced from there. Same thing here, 5 buyers, no sellers. Um, so if this, if this imbalance or fair value gap, like Dumbass says, was in the middle of a trend, like if it was in the middle of this candle, it probably wouldn't work out, right? So you want it to be at the beginning of a trend. Like here, we have an imbalance, right? At the beginning of a trend, we sold off pretty hard from here, came back and tapped it. They probably would have stopped most people out. But then they sold off again from that point really hard, right? But so you're looking for them at the beginning of a trend. So this, well, this goes even further. So this here, it looks like it's more in the middle of a trend, right? Yeah, so this is in the middle of a trend. So it's not one that you're interested in. And then what we're looking at here is on 30 minutes. So like you'll see less imbalances. This one here is in the middle of a trend, right? So if we go, I don't know if they come back to this level. No, we haven't come back to here yet. But this is not one that you would want to be grabbing calls off of because this happened in the middle of a trend. You want it to happen down here at the bottom, right? Here's one at the bottom. So if we come back down to, 2150 or 20,154 or 20,151, you would want to be considering grabbing longs. Yeah. So hopefully this makes sense to everybody. I'm not really doing a class on it. We do have classes on this. This is called Footprints, and on my YouTube channel we have classes on footprints. If you go on lower time frames, you'll see more imbalances and things like that. When I'm trading, I look at both. Why not? 30-minute and 5. Mostly I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. But what you really want to see is like, if I'm really teaching you guys like how to trade an imbalance, where's our example over here? So this is actually like a really good example, this one that we developed right here. So it's roughly at the beginning of a trend, right? And then actually one key is missing. Or no, it's not. I'm sorry. You want a full-bodied candle to close, like open and close above it, and then retest it, and that's where you would jump in longs. So this candle here, the full body of it, is opening and closing above it. Right? So you see, like, as soon as I switch to 5 minutes, you're going to see a lot more imbalances. So like here we have one that's in the middle, right? This is in the middle of a candle. Up here, this would be at the beginning of a trend. Or, like you would want to see them trend down probably a little bit lower. Come back to here and you would be in shorts. We have one here that's kind of basically at the very top of this, right? So this would be a good one when they come back to this level. And we've had full body candles, close below this. So yeah, the next time they come to here should be a good place to get in short. This one here at the beginning of a trend, we still haven't come back to this. And then you can see, like on my chart, it'll stay there until price goes up and slices through it. Oh wait, sorry, I said this was at the beginning of a trend. It's not. It's in the middle. I thought it was off of this candle here, but it's off of this here. This is basically the beginning of a trend. So this is a good one. And like this one here has already worked, right? So this is probably the one that we were looking at on 30 minutes. We created a massive imbalance here where we have 900% for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for 6 TPO, I mean for 6 footprints levels. Price went up. We had candles closing completely above our imbalance, came back, retested it. And then from there, I mean, we got, what is this? Obviously, we're not going to get the bottom perfectly, but let's just say we entered at the top of this imbalance, 595. And then it's always kind of hard to say where you would close, but 595 to 644. So roughly 50 points if you happen to catch most of this. And then they did it a second time as well. They came back to it here and bounced. Actually, came back, retested it again, came back and then retested it again and really went. But even just this here alone is like 20 points roughly. More than 20 points. If you bought the top of the box. So these work really well if you do it properly. But like I said, ICT doesn't understand it. And so he plays every imbalance. He's not looking for the ones that are happening at the beginning of a trend. So yeah, but the really the big point is all of this information is available in books, right? There is, you know, things that people can add. Like, I don't think you'll read in books like journal your trades. I don't think you'll read in books 1 trade a day for 6 months. I think those are 2 extremely valuable things. Also, I don't know, you might read in a book like to look for setups when the market's closed. Once the candlesticks start moving, it really skews our perception. They're very good at making us think price is going to go in one direction and then go in the other direction. So it's a lot easier to look for setups when the market's closed and the candlesticks aren't actually moving. I think that's going to do it for this video. I really, really hope the things that we've talked about tonight like sink in. I hope you guys, you know, grab this and run with it. Specifically the 1 trade a day for 6 months, journal every trade, look for setups when the market's closed. If you're entering a trade, make sure you accept your risk. 1 risk, 2 reward minimum. No trailing your stop loss. Electro, I like to see 3 5-minute candles. But I think the most important thing is you want to see the support resistance get broken with authority. So the best example I can give of this is like if we look at NQ on a specific trade that I took. It was on the 17th. So let's just hit replay to February 18th. What happened? And price was at 270. This can't be right. How am I not? I don't even have February 17th here. Okay, sorry. Let me redo this. Or actually, let's do this. Why am I saying February? I mean January. Or no, was it February? I don't know. Do I not have extended trading hours on? Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. Here we go. This changes everything. Here it is right here. Okay. So I just happened to be like at my computer. And I saw this and I called it out like live in Keenan's Discord. And this is the reason I'm showing this example is, for one, it's an actual trade I took. For two, this is textbook what you want to see for support resistance flip, right? So actually we can even like extend this line further this way. And it's actually like pretty insane. So even back here, this was acting as resistance. Actually, let's go all the way back here. Let's just capture all of it. So back here, it's acting as resistance, resistance, resistance. We finally broke through it. Support, support. You know, a bunch of like tiny candles hitting it. Resistance big time right there, right? So let's kind of zoom in so you guys can see this better. No question, right, that this is a pretty key resistance level, right? And then if we come back to here, it acts as resistance again here, like to a T, right? This right here is the key. You want to see it broken with authority, right? So this candle, it didn't like break through and wick back down, and then the candle afterwards wick back below, and you know, blah, 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 blah. We broke through this. We didn't touch it again until we retested it. And see, I even remember like the numbers because I've covered this a few times, but this was 10:55 at night for me when I saw this. And so I told everybody in Keenan's Discord, like, I'm going to put an order to go long at 22,270. I'm going to put my take profit at 22.3. Right there. And actually, at the time, the only information I had was this here. So I didn't know that we went up and went higher here. Otherwise, I would have probably put my take profit a little bit higher. But it is what it is. I'm not complaining. I made good money. So I placed my order at like 22.55, and then I went to bed. Entry, take profit. I don't remember where my stop loss was. If you look at this candle, our retest candle, the low on that candle is 22,269 and 75 cents. So I was only red on this trade by a quarter, one tick, and for a fraction of a second. And then we bounced, you know, and like whatever, did a little dance, hit my take profit, sold off again, hit my take profit. You could have entered again here. It would have chopped around a bit and then eventually hit the take profit again. Could have took it again here, take profit. And if you tried to enter again here, you would have got stopped out. This is textbook support resistance flip, where you want to see a nice strong candle breaking through your support resistance level. And then the amount of candles before you retest isn't really important, other than you really want to see about 3 candles above the level. And that's just kind of confirming if I spend 15 minutes above this level here, it's just kind of confirming that buyers are happy up here, versus I only spend 5 minutes up here and then they retest it. That doesn't seem like the bulls were really in control if they were able to bring it back to this level so quickly after breaking through it. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. But this is textbook what you're looking for on a support resistance flip trade. Okay. That's going to do it, everybody, unless anybody has any last minute questions. Oops. Again, I really hope you guys take what we've talked about tonight and run with it. This stuff is really just, this is the game changer, is figuring out the psychological aspect of trading. It's not about setups, It's like the person that messaged me and talked about keep flip-flopping from strategy to strategy. The issue is not the strategy. The issue is your psychology. You got to get the psychological aspect of trading down. One of the things that really helps with that is journaling your trades. Okay. And also one trade a day. Forces you to be patient and disciplined. So as always, big, huge thanks to all the friends of the stream, all the subscribers. Extra big thanks to the friends of the stream. And to people that are new. I'll throw this out there because I say this every once in a while as well. I know my videos are not polished and clean. I say a lot. I don't use flashy things like, the next, stock going up 1,000%, whatever else. Because all that's bullshit anyway. I try to keep it real. I'm trying to teach like actual real things that are effective that will help you to be a better trader. So if you enjoyed the content, I would appreciate a follow or subscribe. And we'll keep giving away the information for free. As long as there's demand, as long as there's interest, I'll keep doing these videos. Yeah, Piri, absolutely reach out. So Piri just said, thanks a lot. I'll let you know how your advices will change my trading. Everybody, reach out to me. If you do this for 3 months and you see like a huge difference, reach out somewhere. DM me on Discord. Write a message in, one of the YouTube lives. Let us know how it's helping you. Okay. So with that said, much love, much respect to everybody, and peace out, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.